Welcome, everybody. Happy Friday. Tonight, we're finally going live after my mishap. This is April with Paranormal Variant. Tonight, we have special guests, Haunting Angels. We have Yvette and Sierra joining us. Woo woo. Sorry, guys. So tell us a little bit about about yourselves and where you guys are from.
I'll start again. Okay. I'm from Miami, Florida. I moved to North Carolina about 7 years ago. And my parents are Cuban. I've always thought of myself as an empath. I've shut myself off, though. I'm trying to see if I can open up again. And due to ugly stuff, I didn't like that ugly stuff, so that's why I did shut myself off. But I'm trying to have more faith in my senses and try to open up again.
And I'm Sierra, born and raised North Carolina. Always been interested in the paranormal, spooky, love horror movies. Me and Yvette used to work together, and I heard her saying something to someone about one of those spooky ghost shows, and we have become bonded ever since. Took her out to one of the abandoned, disclosed places that's kind of nearby in Mecklenburg County, and kind of been a done deal ever since. I think been doing it since August of last year.
A little over a year.
Facebook started in September of last year.
Awesome. So we'll go back to talking about what we were talking about before, the abandoned locations and how you guys had some spooky things happen. Can you guys talk about some of the things when you guys first went together to the abandoned location, some of the things that happened while you guys were there?
We were, let me just say this, we were newbies, right? So we had our first little REM pod. We're so excited to use our REM pod. We're like, this thing is not going to go off. When this thing went off by itself, I think we almost had heart attacks.
Which isn't going to happen in real life.
It was our first experience with one of these machine things, you know?
Yeah,
so
I mean, we've been chased out, knocks, taps, crashes. You got charged. You asked for it.
I asked for things to happen because I'm not going to say I'm a skeptic.
Right.
I'm a believer, but I want to see. I want to see it. Like
you have that experience to make you.
Yeah. On another hand, we have ghost bait.
I love it.
Me and the ghosts have a love-hate relationship.
That I asked for it, and she says, no, leave me alone. You know,
or she's like, scratch me, and I'm like, you keep that to yourself. I don't want that energy.
Yeah. But yeah, we have this location pretty close to where I live right now.
Yeah.
And it's pretty intense. It's a school.
Also kind of like a jail for teenagers. The boys abused each other. The staff abused the boys. Very dark, very heavy energy.
Do a lot of people wander in that abandoned location then?
Yeah, we've seen a couple of people post about it, but we're pretty discreet about it.
Right. Did you guys go during the day, or was this at night when you guys first went?
Both. We've done day and night.
Yeah, I've drug her there at night once, so
never again.
I would probably be the same as you. Oh gosh. So with you guys being a team, just the team of two, are you guys together when it comes to like who does what on the team, or do you guys work as a pair?
I think we work as a pair.
We just go with the flow, you know, and we talk about it. We throw out our equipment. Now we've got two bags full of stuff. And it's just
the editing, sometimes I tease her and just say, oh, I've got this coming up. This is what I found so far. And I won't send her a clip. And then sometimes she gets the clip. And then sometimes you don't put anything until it goes up on YouTube.
Listen, I'm not computer savvy. I'm older, so I leave it to the young ones to do the editing. You know, so she's the editor.
Right.
Definitely look at it. And
yeah, she teases me, ooh, we caught something, and now I'll have to wait until I can see it, you know, like everybody else does. But.
Do you guys, so when you guys are talking about editing and looking at your guys' footage after you leave a location, do you guys wait a few days, or do you like dive right into it the very next day or as soon as you get home?
Like on the way home, we're looking at it.
On the way home, I plug it into my car and I blast the speakers really loud so I can hear if we hear anything. And we've caught a lot like
or before we even leave the location sometimes. Like the last video we uploaded, the South Carolina
Sanatorium.
Orientarium. I can never get it right. I stopped in the middle because I thought I heard a hiss, but it was something. It was like a bang or something. Like
So we play it right away.
Yeah.
Right. That's usually how I'll take a couple hours of sleep and then I'll hit the EVP recorder or something. Usually videos take me a little while, but yeah. Well, what has been your guys' favorite location so far since you guys have started this journey?
Well, mine is, even though it's packed, it's Waverly. I just the what is it, death tunnel, the body shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
The REM products, and on my walkie, I will get laughing. It sounds like a witch laughing on my walkie-talkie. Nobody's there,
on mine.
and nothing was on her walkie. So even my husband, who's a skeptic, he was standing there videotaping, and there's no explanation for it. You know, there's just old lady like hacking on my walkie-talkie. Like, I don't. It was great. Yeah,
Trans was pretty up there for me. The shadow figures. I mean, I don't see a whole lot of shadow figures at the undisclosed place that we go to. Shadow figures were off the charts there. Like, you could just see a stream of light from an exit sign, and it would just go whoosh. Like, they were crazy.
Have you guys ever caught anything like that, like a shadow figure then on video evidence so far yet?
I think we caught it at Trans, and then the South Carolina Sanitarium Part 1, we have something kind of like creeping in and out of a door.
It's hard to see, but if you can see it. I mean, it's a black shadow. You know, it creeps in and out. With your eyes, you can see it, but on video, you know, it's a little hard. But yeah, you can see it.
Awesome. Well, when you said that your husband does he go with you then, or did he just go for that one location?
Well, he sometimes goes and he does our video. Sometimes, but he works, you know, at the airport and it's long hours, so it's a schedule thing. Yeah. And since we're the ones that are in it, you know, and believe, you know, it's
right. What are your I guess, like, what are, like, when you tell people this is what you do, whether it's like friends or family, what kind of response do you get? Because I know some people, like, when I first started doing this, you know, I had a lot of people like, well, you're batshit crazy for one. Why would you want to do that, you know? And then there's some people like, oh, that's so cool. I want to go. What has been your guys' experience with that?
50-50. It's really funny when I say it. My grandmother is kind of like, you know what, you're going to do what you're going to do. You could be out on drugs. The rest of my family is kind of like that. It's batshit crazy. What are you doing that? People are going to think you're crazy. And then other people just don't care. Like, oh, that's cool. Okay.
Or they just open their eyes and they, really? You know, that kind of reaction.
Have you ever brought any?
I don't care what they have to think. That's just my attitude, but.
Right. Have you ever brought, like, friends or family with you guys on an investigation?
I brought my daughter. She didn't like it too much.
She was like, no, that's enough for me.
She asked, I said, ask a question. And she asked, can you make a loud noise? And it did. It responded. It closed the door. It made a loud bang. And that was the end of that for her. She's not going with me again. I don't think so.
Oh, gosh. Well, what has been your favorite piece of equipment that you guys have used since you started?
Mine is a REM pod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like REM pod too.
I really like the recorder. I like catching the EVPs, and I'll listen with my little headphones, and then I'll have the headphones into the laptop and just really listen. That's what probably takes me so long to edit, is I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I like doing EVPs. I like I don't know if you guys do you guys stay at locations, or do you do?
Yeah.
Yes, we're staying tomorrow at Sweet Springs.
All night.
Yeah.
I hope you guys go live a couple times. I'll be watching.
Oh, well, I told her she needs to stick me in the most haunted section by myself for a while. Just, you know, so I can get it. Yeah.
Slave quarters.
Have you guys ever been spooked while you guys have stayed overnight at a spot so far?
We stayed, so I think the only one we stayed so far by ourselves is Old Blakely Prison in Georgia. And it started to die out at night, and we had out our sleeping bags and the cots, and we were ready to go to bed. And we left REM pods in the other room, and we caught a woman wailing and then the REM pod going off. And we should have filmed us reacting to it in the next room.
So we're sleeping in our cots, and all our reaction is just to get up and look at each other, like,
And then we lay back down.
and then we just lay back down again, like if nothing happened.
It's fine. I'm fine. You're fine. Everybody's fine. We're all
Listen,
fine.
she calls me my what is it? I'm your safety blanket.
Yeah, you're my safety blanket.
Yeah, because I protect her. I'm
Yeah.
a protector.
I just did a location completely by myself in Virginia, and I called her to get up to go pee in the middle of the I said,
That's how I get too.
again.
What about, I know like for me and my brother, we just started kind of doing the same thing where this year was the year that we started to sleep at locations. Although we haven't slept solo yet, even though my brother's really pushing for it, where we sleep separately for the rest of the night. How do you guys feel about that? Would that be something that you guys would ever try?
Has a question?
I'm sorry, I was reading my daughter's.
No, so it's totally okay. Like, would you guys ever sleep in separate spots at a location?
Yes,
I think we're gonna try
would.
it tomorrow.
Right?
Yeah, I want to try that tomorrow.
Now we will have two people with us, so we kind of have to see how they should do.
Oh, that's my daughter's comment. That's my daughter, by the way. That's the one that I dragged to haunted location.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, she's got the right idea. Stay by yourself in the morgue for about 30 minutes, you know?
I will.
Scratch me, pull my hair.
What speaking of equipment, what's one, I know we kind of talked about like what your favorite piece of equipment is. What are some things, or I don't know, I guess pieces of equipment that you don't prefer to use, that you don't think has worked well for you guys while investigating?
The SLS.
Yeah.
It picks up graffiti, it picks up doors, it picks up radiators. It's a lot of false negatives.
Right.
I have a K2, but we have so much stuff with us and I've got the camera and the recorder that it just goes off with all of that stuff. So we haven't had any luck with it.
We
Unless
prefer
put it off somewhere by itself.
we prefer raw. You know, the more raw,
Right.
more real it is. I mean, like these TV shows are all hyped up.
Mm.
Make it look like, oh, they get something all the time. You know what I mean? And it's not like
Like the one that I won't name it on here, but we all know which one we're talking about, where
Yes.
5 minutes into the show, he's possessed or
yes.
whatever's going on. So
And he wants to kill someone. Yeah.
I tell you to shut up, but I don't threaten to choke you.
Oh gosh.
I do.
She's a handful. I mean, I can't.
70% of the time when I tell you to shut up, it's because I heard a noise. The other part of the time is because you're scaring me.
Yep, I do that to my brother too.
In my defense, when I get scared, I laugh. I laugh
You do.
hysterically. That's my scary time.
How do you guys feel about the apps these days with like the Spirit Talker?
You've got an app.
I got this. The neatest app is from GhostTube, where it shows you, instead of voices, it shows you images.
Oh, GhostTube, Seer.
Sears, and there's Vox, and then there's SLS, but I use the Sears, which is fabulous. You know, there's sometimes some false negatives on there, but sometimes there's images that come through that relate to what's going on. You know.
Yeah, I think the last time we used it, I was feeling just the sadness and the heaviness, and then it comes up with this little girl
On her
laying
knees,
on the ground crying.
crying.
Oh,
So
sad.
that wasn't a false positive.
Right.
Gee. So I'm going to kind of go back to the first thing that you kind of said at the Yvette at the beginning, where you said you've had some scary experiences with being an empath. Will you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. I was in my maybe early 20s, maybe late teens. I was living with my mom and dad, of course, in Miami, in West Kendall. It was a house on a big piece of land. It was a lot of like big grass all over the place. And every night, I swear, I would wake up with something going on. There was a man watching me sleep. There was a little girl playing next to my bed. my vertical blinds will be moving and they weren't moving, that type of thing. There would be lights all the time going by my room. My dad thought I was on drugs or something. I wasn't. I've never done drugs in my life. So it was bad. It was months like that until I got married and moved out of that house. So I think it had to do with that house. My dreams are very real. If I dream something, they usually do. It happens. I have a sense of a person, whether you're good or bad to me, or if something's gonna happen to you. I can feel that. I can just feel all that. So I used to be able to see auras around you, but like I said, I've shut myself off because of the scary parts. So
So how does, like, I guess for like when it comes to an empath, like how do you shut yourself off, or what do you do to close that door somewhat for yourself?
I ask my spirit guides, my angels, God, just to close that door. I don't want to see it. Not even from my own family members. Because I had that too, where like my grandmother or friends that have passed, they come visit me. And I haven't seen them in a long, long time because of that.
Right.
Because I've shut myself off. Um, your mind can do a lot of things if you really, try. But I'm letting it open up again slowly.
Right.
I'm scared of the scary stuff. I don't want to wake up with a hand on my face or man, that was totally uncalled for. I don't want to go down that path again.
Yeah, that definitely would be scary, like you said. I don't know too much about any of that, but I could imagine that, if you leave yourself open, how overwhelming, that it can be for you, especially if you have, different spirits and things like that trying to communicate with you. And yeah, I could definitely see that. Kind of scary too. So,
Yeah, exactly. And I have I don't know, sometimes I get anxiety, and then I don't know, if I open myself up, I don't know what's going to happen to me. So
right.
slowly, I'm just, I'll get there at my own pace.
Right. So do you guys see, like, in yourselves in the future continuing to do ghost hunting then moving forward?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
We got until May of next year booked.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Yeah, so we're filling up for next year already.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, when you guys are talking about your guys' locations for next year, and maybe it's not next year, but maybe it's in the future, what's your bucket list location that you would love to go? And it can even be overseas if you plan to go overseas.
Ooh. I want to do Eastern State Penitentiary.
Ooh,
And I want to do the ship. What is it?
is it the Queen Mary?
No, the UNCC, the Charlotte one.
Charlotte.
The North Carolina ship.
Wilmington.
Okay.
Penhurst is definitely up there, but I think one that we've got on the list is Old Hospital on College Hill.
Ooh, that would be cool. Yeah, I've seen some shows on that. That would be pretty interesting to
Which
definitely.
we're going. I think we're going in a few months for that one. So that one, yeah, March maybe.
Awesome.
And next month will be the Sweet Springs is going to be a big one. Can't wait.
And that's tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yes, I'm sorry, tomorrow. Yes.
I looked at you
Oh my
like you're
gosh.
crazy.
Yeah, well, I would love to show your guys' video, your promo for tomorrow, your upcoming investigation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, well, we'll run that here. So everybody, we're going to take a minute and check out the promo video for that for tomorrow's investigation.
YouTube videos?
Yeah.
Okay. Those are going to spike more. With the more paranormal investigation stuff that you guys do, that you do YouTubing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep doing more of those because they're gonna pop up more. You're gonna get more views, your numbers gonna grow. Your numbers gonna grow. In November. Right now is what I'm hearing. We're going somewhere in November. Okay.
Yeah, listen, my name's Andrew Brown, and I definitely was a skeptic, and I'm absolutely 100% not anymore.
Ooh, I like that beginning. So it kind of gave me chills when she was talking about November. And here you guys are going. I wonder if it's what she's talking about with tomorrow's investigation.
Right?
Definitely. I mean, the look on my face when she said November, I had to turn and look at this one and be like, oh my God, we're going to get some good stuff.
Or some spooky stuff. Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where were you guys at when, like, was this an event that you guys were at?
Yeah, there was, it's like a mystic event. I can't think of the name of it, but it was in July out here in Huntersville in Mecklenburg County. And they had a couple different psychics who were doing tarot card readings. I felt drawn to her because she had owls in her name, and I love owls. So we did an individual reading, and then she just kind of kept bouncing back and forth between us.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Awesome. And who is the guy Andrew when he said my name? When he said that he is definitely not a skeptic anymore.
So Andrew and his girlfriend Layla, we ran into them when we did the public investigation at Trans Allegheny, and we just kind of ended up in the same group and ended up bonding with him. And she was the believer, he's a skeptic, and we had a run-in with the REM pod going off and an EVP of a ghost telling us to use the spirit box, and he goes, "Who said that?" We're like, "The ghost did." And he goes, "No, who said that?" We're like, "The ghost did." So I'm like, "Let me film you saying, my name is Andrew, and I used to be a skeptic, and I'm not anymore." And he and his girlfriend Layla are actually going to be joining us tomorrow at Sweet Springs.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Is he a little nervous then? Because he sounded like...
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So do you guys, even with tomorrow's investigation, do you guys go into each place with a different strategy, or do you stick with a strategy that you have always done that's worked best for you guys, like when you go into an investigation?
We just stick with our normal strategy. Of course, we do our homework on the location we're going to first, but we stick with our strategy.
Yeah, I think so. And just, go through our different equipment and see what works, and based on our research, kind of let it lead us that way, see what we can get.
Right. Awesome. Well, let's see here. So I talked a little bit about equipment and your strategy. What is, I forgot what I was going to mention or ask you guys. What advice would you give to people wanting to get into this field who have may are thinking about it or may have not done anything like this before?
I say trust yourself. You're your own best piece of equipment. If you're feeling a certain way, I mean, sometimes we go into a location and we're not really feeling anything, but the more we try to interact, the vibe will change. But definitely be true to yourself and don't listen to anyone that says you're crazy. Right?
Yeah, stick with your own feelings, your own gut, and you're your best judgment. You don't even need equipment. Just, do what you got to do. You have a phone. I mean, that's good enough.
True. Awesome. Good advice. And just a couple more questions going then back to, sorry, I kind of went off track from that because I lost my train of thought. So when it comes to investigations, whether it's before or after an investigation, is there anything that you guys do to protect yourselves?
I do.
She's got us both covered.
I surround us both with a white light to protect us from any harm. So I protect us both. And we always say that they can communicate with us, but they can't follow us home.
Can't harm us.
They can't harm us. We give always that speech.
Yeah, we usually do that when we introduce ourselves when we get there, and when we leave, we're like, "Thank you, but you have to stay here. You don't have to go anywhere. You can stay, you can go, just don't come with us."
Right.
Right. So speaking of that, have you guys had anything weird happen after you left an investigation? Maybe it wasn't like a spirit, but just something weird things that have happened maybe to you after.
I usually get knocks and taps. And it's usually when I'm editing at home and I'm watching myself on my laptop say, is there anything here? Can you make a noise? And then in the next room and I'm like, I'm not, past me is still talking to you.
Oh God.
I might say something like, you're not welcome here, or don't even pay it any attention, and it wears itself out. I think that's the most I've gotten.
I don't get nothing.
They love me.
I don't get nothing.
They love me. They want to follow me. Follow Ghostface.
Oh gosh. And so I was kind of noticing you guys have a YouTube channel. Is that correct then?
Yes.
Awesome. And what other social media platforms do you guys have that people can look you guys up, follow you?
We have an Instagram, and then I guess we could say we have a TikTok, but it's my TikTok. But I will post the same kind of funny ghost humor on the other channels. I'll put it on TikTok too.
Awesome. Cool. So you guys heard it. If you want to check them out, they are on YouTube. Is the name just under Haunting Angels then?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Instagram, and you said TikTok?
TikTok might be under my personal. I can't figure out how to get it separate like I've got everything else.
And Facebook, obviously.
Yeah, Facebook.
Okay, cool. Well, if you guys want to give them a shout out and go like their page and follow, please do.
Please do.
Yes.
Yeah. Support this team. Woo-hoo.
And if we can hit 150 subscribers on YouTube, I did a solo location, and I will upload it when I get to 150 subscribers. Don't make me went through that and I can't upload it.
Yeah, the chicken over here did a solo. So
I called her to go to the bathroom at like 4:00 in the morning when the building came alive.
Are you going to do a solo tomorrow, Sierra?
That's the plan. Don't stop. Stay over there.
We need it live.
Yeah. And I don't. Can I say the F word?
no.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, that's up to you. Whatever.
Well, I'll just say that my catchphrase when something happens is "What the," and you can fill in the blank.
Oh, right.
The first thing I told her is, you need to throw me in somewhere, the hauntest, most scariest place, and just leave me in there for at least half an hour or an hour, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
About her. But I'll do it.
My plan is to do it unless Sweet Springs chews me up and spits me out.
Do you feel like you guys get more activity if you split up and do solos versus being together?
We did. What prison did we go to that we split up at? Was it Brushy?
Brushy Mountain?
You were on one side of the jail and I was on the other.
Yeah.
And her walkie was not doing anything, and my walkie was possessed. I was getting a guy that was coming through. He was laughing, and you're over there on the other side. Nothing's happening. And then the REM pod was with me, and it kept going off. They know they can pick on me, and she was telling them to pick on me. Go touch me.
Has anyone ever been touched at a location?
I
Like
got,
had that experience yet?
I got poked at Trans Allegheny, but I was asking for it.
Well, there's a place here called the Trivet Clinic,
Mm-hmm.
and my flashlight was thrown from right next to me.
Like 5 feet away.
Like it was thrown.
Oh, wow.
We caught that on, well, you kind of see the light flying, but
Yeah, of course it was. We didn't have the light on our camera, and we don't have night vision on that camera yet. And the camera was on it, and you can hear it, but it didn't actually capture it.
yeah.
And this, I mean, our reactions were pretty genuine. You started laughing.
I started cracking up because, like I said, that's the way I respond to any kind of scary stuff. But I've never been touched. I want to.
I've been poked hard in the arm.
So,
Yeah, I've been tapped a couple times too, but it wasn't like hardcore. It was kind of more or less on the shoulder. And at the time I was doing the Estes method, and my brother had asked, I guess, whoever he was talking to go touch me. And at the time I did get that on video where you notice where I'm like, what the heck, like, what the hell was that? And then as soon as I was like, I think I went like another 10 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, I'm done with this. Cause I can only listen to the spirit box for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes max. And I'm like, yeah, I'm done. My ears can't take it anymore. And then as soon as that went off, like REM pod and everything that we had, like sensor wise up around me just started going off. It was crazy, but that was pretty cool. Never had that happen before, but
That's actually a long time to listen to that box. 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I can't handle 5 minutes of that thing. It just drives me crazy.
I feel dizzy.
yeah. And sometimes like I've been trying to push myself to do it more because I'm sure you guys have noticed when you first started, it is very hard to decipher things sometimes coming through there. And sometimes even like using the Ghost to Vox that I've used a couple of times, I'm like, what the hell is it saying? Like, what, but then if you like record it on your phone or whatever, I think it has like the record option. Sometimes when I listen to it back, you can hear what they were saying. And I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense, but at the time you're like, what the hell was that? Like, what are they talking about? So it's kind of interesting. Have you guys ever done the Estes method then?
Yes.
Location.
Yeah, we at all of the locations, I think.
Yeah, we did a long distance Estes method at my complete solo.
Yeah, at her solo, I was doing it from home, and she was doing it
Yeah, you were just on the phone.
in Georgia somewhere. But yeah, we've done it many times.
Awesome. Cool. Well, that's pretty much most of my questions that I have for you guys tonight. Is there anything that you guys want to talk about besides tomorrow's investigation? Maybe any spooky, awesome locations for next year that you guys are looking forward to?
Next year.
We're going back to Trivet Clinic. Hamilton High School, never been there. That was one that we stumbled upon. Old College on Hospital Hill. We have
The Jasper Jail?
Jasper Jail in Georgia. That one's new. We hadn't been there before. Actually, we're going to do that one with the Ghost Hunting Housewives. They're based out of, I believe, Louisiana.
Yes.
We're going to meet halfway in the middle and do that one together. So that'll be a good all-girl team investigation. And we just booked somewhere in May. Where is it?
Oh, I don't remember. It's about I don't know. No, we have nothing in May.
Oh, okay. I know one that that I keep looking at is the Fairfield County Infirmary and Madison Seminary, and they're both in Ohio. And I'm like, okay, we could do one all night and then another night do the other one. So I'm still looking at that one for next year. Yeah, we definitely want to go to Zach's Museum in Las Vegas.
When me and my brother, I took my brother had cancer for a while, and for their honeymoon, I decided to fly them out at kind of as their wedding gift. I took them to Las Vegas, and we were going to go there, but then the day was just so busy, and we were tired. And now, it's been probably 4 years now, and I missed my opportunity. But yeah, that would definitely be cool.
Oh, that's Kaden asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and me and my daughter, we actually investigated the St. Augustine Lighthouse.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
That's where ghost hunters caught those apparitions coming down.
Right.
And that was pretty cool. So that's another place that we're going to try to get into next year.
Haunted lighthouse. I know. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? They were like, it was coming from the stairs or something. Wasn't it like looking over? I can't remember that episode.
It was crazy. They were looking over, and then you can see the hand actually coming down the rail. Oh my gosh, yes, I want to see that. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be. So we'll see what happens.
Well, I just want to thank you guys for taking time out of your Friday evening to chat and hop on. I hope you guys have a really good investigation tomorrow, and I'll be watching for Sierra's solo live tomorrow.
Ooh, you see, now she has to do it.
I'll be watching.
Forget about Yvette. It's just Sierra.
Send me down to the basement for like an hour.
Well, I'll be watching for your guys' lives tomorrow, and I hope it's a good night for you. Yeah.
And thank you.
Well,
thank you. Awesome.
Yes.
Absolutely, yeah. And like I said, if you guys want to go and follow their page at Haunting Angels on Facebook, Instagram, and also on YouTube, go give them a follow. And yeah, well, thanks everyone for watching, and you guys have a good night and a good weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.